Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Helmi Rhamadan. I am a university student from Muhammadiyah Tangerang University, and today's video is a task for submit on midterm examination for the subject called, or the abbreviation of, computer assisted language learning. And today I will show you my work, and the task is to make a comic strip from a material who could be used for learning on this pandemic. And this is one of my comic strip. You can see this, and if it's not clear enough, you can I will give you the HD image in the description box. And this comic strip will talk about the conditional sentence type 2. Okay, as you can see, my task is to make a comic strip about 4 characters to talk about being rich with using conditional sentence type 2. And this is the comic strip. I use 6 panel. Thanks for storyboarddev.com to make this comic. You should probably could make some comic at there. Okay, and this is a story of high school buddies. There are Jim, Dwight, and Michael. They are promised when they have finished their high school, we will make a bet who will more success than each other. And when come to the time, they meet each other, but the problem is when even each other have their kind of success, but they still envy about each other achievement. Like example, like this, Jim envy to the Michael because Michael was a general manager of some, what is it called, some factory, a car factory, but Jim couldn't afford that. But in opposite of that, Michael envied with Jim and Dwight because they have schools, and Michael is not have schools. Okay, the objective of the comic strip, I have 5 objectives. First, student can make conditional sentence, of course, because the topic itself is about conditional sentence. Second is student know the formula of conditional sentence type 0 till 3. So this comic strip will help teacher to learn about conditional sentence and how are the formula it's used in conditional sentence. The third is student can make student know what are the social function of the conditional sentence. As we know, there are 4 types of conditional sentence: 0, 1, 2, and 3, and each of type has different social function. And the fourth one is the student could apply conditional sentence in daily life. Of course, when the student already learning this material, we hope that they will use this material in real life. And the fifth is the student can differentiate between each type of conditional sentence. As we know, the conditional sentence have 4 types, but each type has different use of their formula. Like if you're using conditional sentence type 1, you have to use if clause plus what is called present tense plus present tense. But if conditional sentence type 1, you have to use if clause plus present tense, and then add by future tense. Okay, does it reliable to be used for adult learner? as I know so far, this material conditional sentence itself is used for high school students, so it will be, yeah, this will be reliable for the adult learners. Then how the procedure of using this comic strip when you use in the class. Okay, I will explain. But you have to check the lesson plans first, and I will include the lesson plans in description below. Okay, because this is using long distance learning, so we will use computer software to make this happen. Okay, especially in this pandemic. So when it come to, we could use like Zoom meeting or Google Meet meeting. But we if the student couldn't afford their package internet for Zoom and Google Meet, we absolutely could use another type of software like Edmodo or Google Classroom. But if it more possible if you use WhatsApp Messenger, because you could, yeah, as long as the group is consists of your students, so it could happen in every software. So okay, when first I will from the start of the class I will what is called, I will introduce them to this my comic strip that I have made for them, and I will tell them using storytelling what is this comic strip is about, and then I will explain little by little, but what is the material would we study on today, for example. And then I use some digital textbooks that I have made in Kotobi, so you can open that in description below. So Kotobi itself is like a ebook, but it have interactive way from the writer and the reader itself. After I explain what the comic strip, and then they spend the material from the Kotobi itself, from describing what is conditional sentence type 0 until 3, and then in the Kotobi itself there are some exercise for each type, so they have, after they reading the material, they can already start to exercise from the book. And then after that, if we have finished on the Google Meet or Google Classroom, and the student should answer the question that I have provided in the Kotobi, or if you cannot use Kotobi, you can use another form of software like Google Form. Then you could send it to your children, I mean your student. Then they have to do some tasks, maybe for the exercise itself, and then because the topic itself, I some kind of providing some comic strip like this. Maybe I have some, what is called, extra task for their mark, so they can have more point from their task. So I would I would like to make them some conditional sentence with the comic itself. So the conditional sentence itself consists of if clause and other clause, and they have to make each from if clause and the others, and then they have to decide, and then they have to shuffle it with other people to make it more, I say like it's more for entertainment purpose. So who is the more creative, he or she will get more point for that, and the point is from the student itself. So they made the conditional sentence and they shuffle it by themselves and they decide who is the have the better result from it. That's I think that is what's this all of what my comic strip. So what this task do. So I think this this material, this some kind of material would be could be applied in pandemic. So and previously I have did this before, like in micro teaching subject when I used conditional sentence, and it's kind of fun when we couldn't match each other, but we have to find another alternative to it. Okay, that's for me. Thank you for watching this video for the midterm examination. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.